Hey guys, it's McGinn here. I wanted to take a second to create the conclusion video that I've been saying I was going to create for like months now. First things first, I'm a little bit like overwhelmed with allergies right now, so if I sneeze or it sounds like I'm all nasally, that's why, right? So when we're writing a conclusion, you guys are all working on your of my cement essays, so this is what you should probably be seeing. There are three steps. So there's just the review of the claim, or you restate your thesis, right? You restate your reasons for why you think that, and then you say, so what? Or why does this matter, essentially? Or what is the audience supposed to understand by the end here? So I'm not going to do of my cement, obviously, because I don't want you guys to just copy the example that I make. Because then you just get flagged on Turnitin and, are branded as a cheater for life. So we'll do a sample on Lady or the Tiger. We want to transition into our conclusions. So we could say something like either ultimately, or we could say in conclusion, comma, right? Or we could say in the end, or we could say finally. I'll just roll with finally though. So finally, the tiger came out of the door. That's my restating of the thesis, right? I could choose to put my reasons in this sentence, or I could put a period and then move on and say something like, the reason is, right? But I'm going to just do a because here instead of ending that sentence. So because the princess was too barbaric, and she hated the woman behind the door. All right, so I've just accomplished step 1 and 2, essentially. The thing you can also do with a conclusion is that the conclusion paragraph really exists to serve as your sort of last thoughts on the essay, or like final thoughts about anything that could be in your paper. So you could choose to elaborate on the fact that the princess was too barbaric. You could choose to talk about the woman that she hated behind the door. It's just an opportunity to add extra information. So this is kind of what that would look like. The princess obviously took after her father, and she was too barbaric to allow the young man to live. And furthermore, she was extremely jealous of the woman behind the door, who was casting glances at her lover. And we can kind of leave it at that if we wanted to. I'm just going to leave it at that. So that takes us to the so what statement. And now we have to ask ourselves, why does all of this matter? And I know that that's actually like a hard thing for you guys to do in class. I usually try to think of things like, well, what does this say about society? Or, if not that, what does this tell us about love? Or what does this tell us about people in general? Or something like that. It has to be bigger than the story and kind of bigger than your essay. So we could say something like, this demonstrates that savagery and barbarism will always win out over love if they are compared to each other. No, that's dumb. If they are in conflict with one another, something like that, right? It lines up with our thesis, and it kind of shows like a deeper message that ultimately we're going to look out for ourselves, and that savagery is going to win out over love, that love is weaker, or something like that, right? If you had chosen, the lady instead of the tiger or something, you might say love will always prevail. That would be like a deeper sort of message there. All right. So, I mean, that's kind of the conclusion. It's really pretty straightforward. It doesn't have to be a giant paragraph. And in fact, you could actually cut out this part and it would be even shorter. Conclusions on longer papers are going to be longer because you're going to add more thoughts in there. But in truth, if you don't really know the text very well or you don't have anything extra to say, it can actually be small and still serve the purpose that it needs to serve. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment so that I can become internet famous and make a ton of money, because that's totally going to happen. Right. In the meantime, I guess I'll keep teaching and whatnot. All right. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.